extraordinary and heroic day to everyone. Okay. So I hope you stay inspired no and excited dito sa magiging session natin this afternoon this evening. Sige. So let's start.
So we will talk about something, no, something deeper than skills. No? So you'll talk about who we are as leaders. I know that most of you are already leaders, no, or meron na kayong mga nililid. Meron naman na mga wala pa, but eventually, no, you'll get there. No, so we will talk about character integrity. Leadership isn't just about what we do, no, it's about who we become, and that who is shaped by our character integrity. So extraordinary and heroic leaders anchor every action and on moral purpose, they lead with both excellence and heart, no, inspiring through authenticity. Yan naman yung yan naman yung objective ng HGLP. That is to grow, to build extraordinary and heroic leaders. Okay, so for this session, here is an overview. So understanding character and integrity, discovering and owning our values, the link between integrity and trust, handling ethical dilemmas, leading with moral courage, living in integrity daily. So just think of this session as a mirror that will help you reflect on who you are as a leader. And let us make this interactive. Feel free to share your thoughts, stories, or realizations along the way, no? Okay, so by the end of the session, you will be able to define character integrity in leadership context, be able to identify and align personal values with organizational ethics, recognize situations that test integrity, demonstrate moral courage in decision-making, and commit to daily integrity-driven actions. Kung papansin niyo yung integrity, no, kasama yan dun sa values, no, natin dito sa SCP, yung integrity. Yung I do Rocher. Yung I, that stands for integrity. Okay, so before tayo start dun sa mismong session, no, let us first have this activity, no, value match. So I just want you guys to describe yourselves, no, just siguro 3 words, no. You just have to choose from these values. Ano yung sa tingin nyo top 3 na nagde-describe sa inyo. Ito lang namang tama at maling sagot. Gusto ko lang malaman, ano yung tingin nyo sa sarili nyo? Ano yung sa tingin nyo na practice nyo? Kasi very important that we know ourselves. That's also one of the reasons why we are doing this program. Okay, so why do values matter in leadership? Okay, so when leaders say one thing but do another, credibility breaks instantly. So think of a leader, no, who preaches teamwork but never gives credit, or someone who talks about transparency but hides important information. What happens? No, usually when that happens, people stop believing. No, values are the invisible contract between leaders and their teams. No, so they define how decisions are made when rules aren't enough. So leaders who act consistently with their values create a culture of trust, and trust more than authority is what inspires people to give their best. Okay, so we have here the key points. No, so values guide decision making when rules are unclear. They form the invisible contract between leaders and their teams, and values-based leaders attract respect, not just compliance. Okay, so let's proceed to character. So what is character? Character is who you are when no one is watching. It's the values you live out even when it's inconvenient or unseen. In short, no, ito yung pinakaugat ng pagkatao natin, no. That's character. No? We can train for skills, we can study to gain knowledge, but character, ito pinaghihirapan natin siya. It's built through daily choices. So character is not what we do occasionally, it's who we are consistently. Character reflects internal integrity. It is the consistent pattern of choices we make under all circumstances. So for example, a leader who admits a mistake during a presentation rather than blaming the team shows character, no, not weakness. Remember, character is revealed when things don't go as planned, because anyone can look good when the situation is easy, but your true character shows in moments of pressure, disappointment, or temptation. So minsan nga nababanggit nila, no, for you to know someone daw, hintayin mong magalit siya, hintayin mong maging under pressure siya para makita mo kung ano yung totoong ugali niya, diba? Minsan nababanggit yun sa atin. Because character, that is what we are. That is what we do consistently. Remember, people may forget your accomplishments, but they'll always remember your character. That's why it is important to build a strong character. Okay, so how can we build a strong character? Okay, so first, cultivate self-awareness. Know your strengths, your weaknesses, and what triggers you. Through the help of our mentors, no? Kaya meron tayong mga mentoring sessions, mentoring programs, no? Minsan kasi hindi natin masyadong kilala yung sarili natin, no? So, may nakakausap tayo or may nakakita ng mga ginagawa natin, dun lang natin na-identify na, okay, ito pala yung strength ko. Ay, okay, ito pala yung mga kailangan kong i-improve, no? And that is very important to build a strong character. You have to know your strengths and weaknesses, no? For example, if you notice, you get frustrated when deadlines are tight, no? So, you can plan ahead or ask for help before it escalates, no? So, being self-aware means you can manage yourself better and relationships benefit. Next is keeping commitments, no? When you say you'll do something, do it, no? Even yung mga small promises, no, they matter. For instance, if you commit to sending a report by Friday, no, deliver it. People notice reliability and it builds trust. Next is take responsibility for mistakes. No, part din to ng insurance of service natin, no, or yung culture natin dito sa SCP. It's about humility. It's about ownership. No? It's about taking responsibility for our own mistakes. Because, everyone makes mistakes, no? What matters is owning up to them, no? So, for example, may engagement tayo and it didn't go as planned or meron tayong mga lapses, may mga deadlines tayo na hindi na meet, no? Instead of blaming others, no? We admit our part, we fix it, and we learn from it, no? So, that's real leadership. The finally is choose humility over ego. So it's tempting to defend your pride, no? Pero remember, humility allows you to listen, learn, and collaborate better. For example, if a colleague suggests a better approach, no, acknowledge it instead of insisting your way is best. Very important yan sa atin as leaders, or as future leaders, that we know how to listen. So when we practice these habits consistently, we can build a character that earns respect and inspires others. Okay, so here is a mini activity. Just want to know what one action you can take this week to strengthen your character. What is integrity? No? Integrity is the alignment of what we think, what we say, and what we do. No? So it's doing the right thing even when it is inconvenient, unnoticed, or unpopular. Okay, so let's make it practical. No, we provided here practical examples. No, returning an overpaid reimbursements, no? Even when no one notices. That's integrity. Reporting your own mistake before someone else discovers it, or refusing to take an ethical shortcut to reach a target. So those are practical examples. Pag meron kayong mga naisip na examples, no, kahit na yung mga simpleng hindi pagtawid kapag naka-stop yung stoplight, kahit na wala namang dumadaan na sasakyan, yung kahit yung mga simpleng ganun, yung time in, yung paglalag on ng time in nyo ng accurately, no? Honestly, integrity yan. Kasi wala namang nakikita sa atin, especially yung mga nag-field o kaya yung mga naka-work from home, integrity yan. Okay, so integrity has 3 dimensions. No? We have moral, intellectual, and behavioral. So yung moral, it's doing what is right. Intellectual, it's thinking truthfully. And behavioral, it's acting consistently. So pag titingnan natin yan, no, yung 3 dimensions, no, magkakaiba siya. So yung moral, like for example, for an instance, ginawa mo kung ano yung sa tingin mong tama. Pag intellectual naman, ito yung niisip mo pa lang siya na ito yung tamang gawin. Behavioral, consistent na siya. Consistent na yung actions mo na yun. Pag ginagawa mong tama, no? Yun yung behavioral naman. So, integrity is not it's not a company policy, no? It's a personal commitment. Integrity is doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient or unseen. So, this is a discussion, no? Moments that define us. Integrity means being whole, undivided. The root word integer actually means whole number. So when you have integrity, there's alignment between your words, your actions, and your values. So for a reflection, no, think of a time when your integrity was tested. Pag-isipan nito kung meron bang time na na-test yung integrity nyo, no? What made it difficult? No? What was at stake? Ayan. So proceed tayo sa integrity pyramid. Okay. Dito sa integrity pyramid, we have here values, principles, actions, and trust. So, katulad na bangit ko, integrity, it isn't something you switch on and off, no? It's something you build, no? Layer by layer. And each layer here supports the next. So, if one is weak, the whole structure becomes unstable. So, this is how integrity grows, no? From what we believe to how we decide to how we act until others can feel they can trust us, no? So, yung pinaka-base natin dyan, or yung pinaka-foundation dyan is values, no? Because values, that is who we are. These are the core beliefs that shape our decisions and behavior. Like if you're honest, if you're fair, if you're humble, if you're excellent, if you're respectful, no, if you're accountable, no. So nandyan yan sa values, no. For example, sa honesty, if honesty is your core value, no, you'll tell the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Yun yung values, no. Next dyan is principles, no. Principles is how you decide, no. If values are what you believe, principles are how you apply those beliefs when making decisions, no. So principles are your moral filters, no, the standards you refuse to compromise. For instance, you might believe in fairness, but your principle could be something like, I will never make a decision that favors one person at the expense of another's right. That's principle, no. For example, you're reviewing reimbursements, no. You notice a minor discrepancy sa reimbursements, no. A leader with strong principles doesn't say it's small, so ignore it, no. Instead, a leader with strong principles will say integrity is not about the amount, it's about doing what's right. Okay, so on top of principles naman is actions, no. It's how you live it daily, how we behave daily, no. This is where integrity becomes visible because people don't see your values or principles, they see your behavior. Integrity is proven not in what we say, but in what we do consistently. So, for example, when you promise to send a report on a specific date and you deliver it, dun siya papasok, sa actions na siya. Then, on top of that is trust, no? So, this is the result others feel. Trust is not something you demand, it's something you earn, no? It's the natural result when your values, principles, and actions are aligned. People will trust you. They will believe in your words without second guessing. They will safe around you. They will feel safe around you, and they are willing to follow your lead. No? So, for example, if you are someone who keeps your commitments, or you are someone who admits mistakes, treats people fairly, it builds an atmosphere of safety. Remember, when values guide actions, trust naturally follows. And so that is the integrity pyramid. In this slide naman, we have the trust equation. Okay, so we have here the credibility, reliability, intimacy, no, over self-interest. No? So, credibility, it's you know what you're talking about. No, yan yung bumubuo sa trust. It's when you know you're talking about, you're credible, you're reliable, so you do what you promise. No? And then intimacy, people feel safe confiding in you. Then self-interest, the more self-serving you appear, no, the lower your trust level. Kumbaga, credibility, reliability, intimacy over self-interest. No? That's the equation for trust. No? So, for example, a leader who always delivers result but takes all the credit, no, people follow out of obligation, no, not trust. So, great leaders lower self-interest and increase reliability and care. That's why trust is not demanded, it is earned. What are the costs, no, of compromised integrity? So we have here lost credibility. Remember, it's really something that is not so easy to discuss, no, yung cost of compromised integrity. Because while integrity takes time to build, it only takes one moment to lose it. When integrity is broken, it comes with a price, no? First is lost credibility. Credibility is what makes people believe you, follow you, and trust your decisions, even when they don't have all the details. Now, once credibility is damaged, it's very hard to earn back. So, for example, when you report something, you do the reporting, and then nilagay mo siya just for your report to look good, pero hindi naman siya totoo, or mali naman yung details na nailagay mo dun sa report na nailagay mo. At first, no, it seems harmless kasi maybe nobody notices it, no? But when inconsistencies appear later, your word starts losing weight. Now, even when you tell the truth, people will hesitate to believe you. Next is eroded morale. No? So when integrity is compromised, people notice. Even if no one says it out loud, the team feels it. They start thinking, if our leaders can bend the rules, why should we care about doing things right? That's when passion turns into compliance. People start working just to survive, not to contribute. And that's not what we want in this organization, no? Na ginagawa natin yung mga bagay just for compliance. We want each of us to do things because we want to do it, no, not just comply. Okay, the third cost is damaged relationships. Integrity is the foundation of healthy connections, both professional and personal. So when it's broken, relationships suffer. So for example, your teammate takes credit for your idea. Of course, it would lead to damage relationships. Or for example, a leader breaks confidentiality, like sharing sensitive feedback that was meant to stay private, diba? So what will be the result? Trust will disappear, no? People start withholding information, collaboration slows down, and the we becomes me. So in organizations, relationships built on fear or suspicion cannot sustain performance. And finally, no, legal and reputational risk. So when integrity fails, no, it can lead to real world consequences, no, not just internal damage but external ones that can affect the organization. So for example, a company that manipulates financial statements may face regulatory penalties, audits, or even closure. Even smaller ethical lapses like accept gifts from suppliers or falsifying receipts or misusing company resources, it can destroy a firm's name built over years, no? Like in today's digital world, no, yung mga screenshot, one screenshot lang, one viral post lang, it can undo a decade of good work. So those are the costs of compromised integrity, no, that we really do not want to happen. Okay, so that's why we have this integrity and decision-making framework. Integrity isn't only tested in big moments, no. Most of the time, it's in the small, quiet decisions, like the ones we think no one will notice, no? Like, should I declare this or should I speak up? Or maybe it's fine, nobody will know anyway. That's why it's helpful to have a simple framework. No? It's just a quick self-check before making decisions, no? Especially when the situation feels gray or uncertain. Okay, so ask yourself, is it right? This sounds really simple, no? But it's not always easy. When we ask, is it right? We're not asking, is it easy or will it benefit me or will anyone find out? No, deep down, we usually know when something feels off. If you have to keep explaining or justifying it, or you feel that's small kurot, no, in your conscience, no, that's already a clue, no, that something isn't right. So ask yourself, is it right? No, for example, yung katulad nung sa example kanina, yung mga nagkaroon tayo ng over reimbursement, if you are thinking if you should return the money. Kasi wala namang makakaalam, no? Wala namang makaka-detect, no? Will you do it, no? Is it right to stay silent or to not return the money? Doing the right thing may cost you in the short term, but it will always reward you in the long run with trust, peace of mind, and credibility. Next question that you have to ask yourself, is it fair? Integrity isn't just about being honest. It's also about being fair. Ask yourself, is this decision fair to everyone involved? Diba? Aligned siya dun sa extraordinary and heroic mission natin, no? Is this fair for everyone? Like for example, when you enforce a rule, no? You have to ask yourself, is it fair? Am I consistent? Or do I bend it for certain people? Sometimes we have good intentions, but if others feel treated unfairly, trust still gets lost. No? So fairness means applying principles equally, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. No? It protects your credibility and strengthens team respect. Next is it consistent with our values? So every organization, no, even every person, no, has a set of values that define who we are. No? But it's not enough to just memorize them. No, we have to live them. So before making a decision, ask, is it aligned with our firm's values? Is it aligned with our firm stands for? Would this reflect our culture and principles? Because when our actions contradict our stated values, no, people notice and credibility suffers. No? Integrity is when your behavior mirrors your values, not your mood or convenience. For example, if your company values transparency, that means even when mistakes happen, you choose to report them instead of hiding them. No? So that consistency between word and action, that's real leadership integrity. So next question is, would I be proud to share this publicly? Now, this one is simple but powerful, no? Imagine your decision appeared on social media, no, and your family saw it, no? Would you be proud of it, ba? If your answer is maybe or maybe not, no, that's already your moral compass speaking, no? Integrity means doing the right thing even if it becomes public, no? You should be able to stand by your decision openly and confidently. Because if you'd be embarrassed or defensive to explain it, then maybe it's not the right call, no? I usually tell this to my mentees, no? If you wouldn't do it in front of your team or your mentor, then don't do it at all. Okay, so in this slide, we will talk about something that truly holds teams together, about trust. Integrity is your foundation, but trust is what gives it strength and connection. Because without trust, even the most talented teams can fall apart. No? So let's just have a reflection on these questions together. Okay, so for this slide naman, this is actually for breakout rooms, no? This is the integrity dilemma, no? So we have three scenarios. Pipili lang kayo dyan. Number one is yung a client hints a favor could expedite a deal. Basta ito lang yung gagawin natin. May guiding questions tayo dito sa baba. So, kung meron kayong ganitong scenario, what would you do? What values guide your decision? What are possible consequences, short-term and long-term? So ito yung mga scenarios. A client hints a favor could expedite a deal. You discover errors that management prefers to ignore, and a team member takes credit for collective work. Sige, so pili na lang kayo. So, ito yung guiding questions natin. Okay, so for this slide naman, no, moral courage, this is the kind of courage that doesn't always make noise, no, but it makes a difference. Moral courage is the strength to act rightly despite fear or pressure. No, it's the strength to stand for what is right, even if it's uncomfortable, unpopular, or risky. No, sometimes, no, it's easier to stay silent, no, when we see something is wrong. Lalo na if it involves someone closest to us or someone we respect, no? But moral courage means choosing integrity over convenience and principles over pressure. And so meron ditong ito yung bumubuo sa moral courage, no? Yung moral courage, ito yung nasa gitna ng danger. Pag merong danger, may principles and then may endurance. No? Nandun yung moral courage. Doon natin makikita yung moral courage, no? So, for example, confronting unethical behavior, defending someone mistreated, admitting when you are wrong. So, dyan papasok yung moral courage, no? For example, meron tayong na-notice na teammate natin na sapon may mali siyang time in or may mga nasa-charge siya na OT kahit hindi naman talaga productive OT hour siya. We know that it's wrong, no? So, you also know that speaking up might make things awkward. Kasi baka isipin nila na nakikialam tayo or you're trying to look good to your superiors, no? But moral courage means choosing integrity over convenience. So, pwede mo siyang lapitan privately and say, no, or itap mo siya na sabihan mo siya, napansin ko yung time in mo, baka dapat mo siyang i-correct before mo siya i-submit, no? So, that way, you're not embarrassing them, no? You're giving them a chance to do the right thing, no? So, that's leadership in action. And that is an example of moral courage, no? Moral courage means picking up, no? When policies are not followed or when someone is being treated unfairly. Ito naman is hindi mo kailangan makipag-away, no? You just need to stand with respect and conviction. So, that's moral courage, no? So, here's a short discussion. It's about courage in action. So, think of one situation where you chose to speak up, you took a stand for fairness, and you acted on your values despite risk. Okay, next is leading with humility and gratitude. No? Each leadership isn't about being perfect. No, it's about being accountable. No, so it's knowing that leadership doesn't mean you know everything, but you're willing to learn, to listen, and to grow. And humility doesn't make you weak, makes you real, no? So when you admit mistakes, when you ask for feedback, or when you give credit to your team, you're showing that you value truth over ego. And people respect that more than pretending to have all the answers. No? So for example, let's say you made a decision that didn't go as planned, no? Instead of blaming others, you say, I'll take responsibility. Here's what we will do to fix it. No? So that's humility with accountability. And it shows maturity and it earns trust. No? Now let's talk about gratitude. No? Gratitude builds loyalty. No? So when you appreciate people, no, kahit simpleng mga thank you or good job lang, no, you remind them that their work matters. No? So, and that kind of recognition fuels motivation more than any reward. For example, nakatapos kayo ng engagement, no? Just telling your team, I saw your effort, thank you for going the extra mile, no? Can actually lift morale, no, instantly. So that's leadership with heart. At the end of the day, no, humility keeps us grounded and gratitude keeps our people inspired. Okay, so here is modeling integrity daily or habits of integrity-driven leaders. Integrity isn't just about the big or public decisions. It's about the daily habits we choose, no, even when no one is watching. Sabi nga nila, character is built in private, no, but it shows in public. So, if you want to lead with integrity, we start with the small, consistent actions that build trust over time. So, let's go through some habits of integrity-driven leaders. No? So number one, keep your word always. If you promise something, deliver it. No, even it's as simple as being on time or sending a report when you said you would, or updating your team. Honestly, when you do what you say, people start to believe that your words matter. Next is give credit. Give credit, take responsibility. A true leader celebrates others' contributions and owns up to mistakes. No? For example, if may success ang team, no, give the spotlight to your members, no. Kapag may pagkukulang, don't shift the blame, no. Acknowledge it and find solutions. That humility earns respect far more than perfection ever could. Number three is avoid gossip or blame. Yeah, nothing destroys trust faster than leaders who talk behind others' backs or point fingers. No? So choose to be the voice of encouragement, no, not division. If there is a problem, deal with it directly and privately, not through gossips. No. And number four, maintain transparency. No, be open about decisions, pag-updates, be open sa mga challenges. No, when your team knows where you are coming from, they feel respected and valued. No, so transparency removes fear and builds confidence. What more? Make decisions as if someone you respect is watching. So imagine if you have mentor, parents, or your future self, seeing that choice, would they be proud of it? If we have that mindset, it can help us stay grounded, consistent, even under pressure. Remember, integrity isn't built overnight, it's built in every choice, every conversation, every promise kept. And when leaders model integrity daily, others naturally follow. So because integrity, just like trust, it's contagious. Okay, so we have here a reflection or my integrity scorecard, no? So throughout this session, we've talked about character, trust, and integrity, no? So but now it's time to make it personal. So this will be your integrity scorecard. You just have to rate yourself 1 to 5 in keeping promises, transparency, ethical consistency, accountability, courage under pressure. No? So, sa sarili nyo na lang to, no? And then, siguro pwede nyo siyang, assignment nyo na lang din siya na kapag inusap yung nagkaroon kayo ng mentoring sessions with your mentors, no? Pagkaroon kayo ng ganitong reflection, yung integrity scorecard, no? You just have to rate yourself. You can ask yourself, do I keep my word, no? Even when it's inconvenient, like even if it requires extra effort, no? Do I admit mistakes quickly or do I wait until I'm caught? Do I give credit really and take responsibility sincerely? Do I stay honest even when no one's watching? Kahit yung mga simple lang na tamang time in, tamang OT charges, diba? Yun. Do we stay honest? Do I choose what's right over what's easy? Just have to rate yourself. And then, identify what's one area for growth. Okay. Ito na yung last slide natin for this session, no? The world doesn't need perfect leaders, it needs principled ones. Thank you so much for attending this session and I hope, ma-embody natin kung ano yung mga natutunan natin ngayon at ma-impart din natin siya sa iba. Thank you!